Fyodor Dostoevsky, The Scream in the Cellar, Epilepsy, Exile, Faith, and the Literature of Moral Extremity. Origins in Poverty and Silence. Fyodor Mikhailovich Dostoevsky was born on 11th of November 1821 in Moscow and died on 9th of February 1881 in St Petersburg. He came from a house held together by scrimps and silences. His father, a harsh army doctor, barked orders. His mother, a seamstress turned invalid, died of tuberculosis when he was 12. Cholera epidemics ripped through Moscow in 1830. Thousands, rich and poor, died like flies. Pushkin wrote about it in Bronze Horseman. Dostoevsky lived it as a boy. 1 minute a healthy neighbor, next minute a cart full of corpses. That was the air he inhaled while reading Pushkin aloud to empty rooms as cholera stalked the next street. Engineer by training, writer by hunger. Army engineer, quit at 23. His first novel was noticed. His second, The Double, sold 3 copies. At 27, he fell into the Petrushevsky circle. Wet pamphlets, dry vodka, big dreams, small lamps. The state noticed too. Arrest, mock execution, and Siberia, 1849. Arrest at dawn, death sentence read. Squad marched, rifles raised. Reprieve shouted at the last second. 4 years of hard labor in Omsk followed, then 6 more in compulsory military service. He came out epileptic, clutching a Bible he could not close, carrying Siberia under his ribs. Gambling, marriage, seizures, survival. Maria Isayeva was his first wife, 4 years older, lungs like wet paper. Married in Siberia in 1846, she kept the kerosene lamp lit and read his scribbles while blood flecked her handkerchief. She died in 1859. Newly free, he wrote furiously, then lost her pension at the card table. Anna Grigorievna was his second wife, his stenographer, 20 years old when they met in 1867. Pregnant, patient, and practical, she became his buffer against creditors and despair. They fled to Wiesbaden in 1865. He binged at roulette for 3 days, pawned her earrings, and returned owing a mountain. He wrote The Gambler in 26 mad, feverish days because he had to pay back a publisher or lose rights to everything else he had. Crime and Punishment slipped out in the same sweat-stained summer. Seizures struck like short-circuited prayer, face purple, lips foaming, the universe gone. Anna typed notes from underground in the narrow gaps between storms. The novels of moral combustion. Crime and Punishment, The Idiot, Demons, The Brothers Karamazov. These books smell of gunpowder, incense, and cheap vodka. There are no sermons, only lungs gasping for air. Raskolnikov kills not for bread, but for an idea. The same lie every tyrant whispers before the first signature dries. I have this style as fever. Sentences fracture under pressure. Dialogue outruns sense. Scripture is twisted until God sounds like an interrogator. There are no vistas, only sour breath, wet stone, and wool that itches like guilt. Evil is made intimate. A landlady in slippers, a knife in a student's hand. Place in Russian literature. Tolstoy builds cathedrals in daylight. Dostoevsky digs cellars and strikes matches. Pushkin flirted with revolt. Dostoevsky performs the autopsy. Demons shows what happens when pamphlets meet dynamite. He invents the underground man, one who sees the rot, cannot fix it, and spits instead. That figure stalks Kafka, Camus, and every sleepless keyboard warrior raging in comment threads instead of streets. Legacy and the Unfinished Question. Dostoevsky died of a lung hemorrhage. Crowds who mocked him alive wept when he was lowered into the ground. He offered no answers. His books end in prayer, collapse, or silence. We read on because the shrug feels honest. The cage is inside. That sentence still ticks in every queue, every raid, every forwarded chain titled The Truth They Don't Want You to See.